Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. I'm not sure who's going up on today, so we're going to give everybody a couple minutes. Today, we're going to be talking about just the energies as we're coming out of that powerful full moon in Pisces, as well as the pinnacle of the 9/9 portal. And as we're just getting started here with Mercury retrograde, I do have videos on all of these things. So if you guys would be so inclined, go ahead and check those out. There's some good information in there, a lot of powerful and potent energies that we are going to be working with throughout the duration of the month of September. So we're going to be kind of doing a throwback here, checking in, doing the Your Week Ahead video, and also just talking about how we're feeling with these energies. How did we experience that full moon in Pisces? It was really powerful for a lot of us, I think. And hello, everyone who's in the chat right now or who's watching. Go ahead and jump in the chat and say hello. Let me know that you're here. Also, go ahead and hit that like button so we can get this video circulating to everyone who's meant to see it. Yeah, I felt the energies really leading up and building up to 9/9. And I think we're still going to be feeling them for quite a while and really throughout this Mercury retrograde. And as I was thinking about the energy of the 9/9 portal, specifically 919 popped into my head. And so I feel like this portal may be open for that. And we're really feeling and getting the benefits of those energies really throughout the duration of that, and really most of September. Hello, Amber. Hello, Evelyn. Hello, Rhythm. It's wonderful to see you all today. Happy Sunday, if it is indeed Sunday where you all live. Oh, yeah. So we're going to be feeling these energies. This Mercury retrograde especially is really carrying through a lot of these energies, assisting us with the integration of these energies. Like I said, check out that Mercury retrograde video that just went up a couple days ago. Hello, Mujer Phoenix. Wonderful to see you. Oh, and I love the 444. That's been a number that's been showing up for me all over the place over the past couple weeks. That's been the number that I've been seeing the most. Lots of 4s and lots of 2s. Let me know in the chat what numbers you guys are seeing and what significance those might have for you. I love the energy of the 4 because that to me is the energy of security and stability, that foundational energy. It also, when I see a lot of 4s, it's a message for me that the angels are supporting me and that everything is moving and developing smoothly when it comes to my life purpose and soul mission, and to continue to move forward knowing that I'm supported. So those 4s are I always appreciate when I see those coming out. Your laptop's facing problems. Yeah, there's Mercury retrograde right there for you. This is going to be a really intense Mercury retrograde, you guys. Super, super intense. So just buckle up. There's a lot that's shifting, a lot that's changing in our relationship with ourselves and our relationships with others. A lot of truth coming out, a lot of justice, a lot of karmic energies coming back around for closure. They always are, right? But we're really going to be feeling that during this retrograde. Hello, Mitchell. Yeah, experiencing integration. Exactly. Oh, yeah, you see the 4s and the 1s. Real nice. A lot of 9s. Ooh, 9s are good. 9s to me represent 9. And actually, that's perfect number to be talking about, right? With this 9/9 energy and the 9 energy of September. And so 9s represent cycles closing and ending, new cycles beginning. They are a number that's associated with mastery. And that really with our ultimate soul purpose and life mission. So when we see 9s, that means there's some significant, it's kind of like the 9 represents to me the Hierophant card in the tarot deck. That's what I associate with the number 9, that type of an energy of kind of up-leveling spiritually, or a powerful spiritual lesson that's closing out. And really tapping into our birthright as healers. And magicians. I wanted to say magicians. So I'm just going to say that's a different card, but it really is. It's that tapping into our ability as creators, right? Because really that's what a magician is. And each and every single one of us is a magician. Seen a lot of 9s. Yep. Oh yeah, I just bear with me, you guys. I tried to do a pretty good job of camouflaging the circles under my eyes, but it's It's been a week or two, however long it's been since we've been on here doing a live. Hello, Heart Rhythm Healing. Oh, I'm so glad you caught the live. Yes. Hello, Heather. A lot of sevens. Yeah, sevens are that number of spiritual purification is what I wanted to say. And that goes with the energy of September as well, that energy of purification. But yeah, I'm feeling that as purification. And I'm also being reminded to mention that when we see a lot of repeating numbers and we're really getting a flood of those, not only is that like a sign that we're in the flow and on our path, but it also can often be a sign that we are receiving downloads. They are downloads and activations. And if you're seeing those repeating numbers everywhere, know that you are being activated as well. And there's so much activation happening this month and so much purification and cleansing, because the two go hand in hand, right? As we are receiving these upgrades and these activations, we have to purify, we have to cleanse, we have to kind of detox in a sense in order to receive them and be sort of like that, that blank slate, if you will. There was some sort of analogy that I wanted to use that had to do with computers and downloading software. Like we have to be in optimal running order in order to be able to download the software and run the software. Okay, yes, so that's the analogy that's coming through. Is, you know, if you have a computer that operates at Windows 8, you're not going to be able to run Windows 10 software. And so that's kind of like what's going on right now, is we are being upgraded and updated so that we can run the software that we're being downloaded with. Ooh, really interesting. Virgo season. Oh yeah, it's always a wild ride. And happy Sunday to you as well, Heather. Happy Sunday to everybody. It's Virgo season is a powerful season. Virgo and Scorpio season tend to be pretty intense, I think. And so yeah, we're really in it. There's a lot that we're working with as far as those Virgo energies go, when we're working with that energy of learning to love ourselves more deeply above all else, and all the ways that we show that through the ways that we care for ourselves. Right? Because ultimately that's one of Virgo's greatest aims, is to practice self-love. Because with the level of scrutiny that Virgo is capable of, with this desire to become better, right? This constant desire to improve, we need to have a very large dose of self-love and self-acceptance. Otherwise, that process can turn really ugly. We don't want to be in a place where we're judging ourselves. We want to be able to have what comes up for healing come up without judging it, and without being too hard on ourselves and trying to push ourselves too hard. And that's a message that wants to come through today for people, is don't push yourself too hard. And this came through, I want to say in the Mercury retrograde video, we pulled from the White Light Oracle. And so this is coming through for people who did not see that. And this message is still really important. It talked about in there this energy and this understanding that we don't want to force knowledge, right? We're only prepared for what we're prepared for at a certain time. And there's a time to learn, there's a time to receive knowledge, and there's a time to put it into practice. And we're all at different stages with that. And we're all at different stages with our healing process. And so Spirit really wants everybody to know that it's okay to be where you're at. It's actually perfect to be where you're at. So don't try to push yourself to move faster, to develop faster, for things to shift faster. All right. Allow yourself to be where you are and just really feel into that and sink into that. The Hermit card is the card in the tarot that represents Virgo energy. And this is the journey that we're all on. We are all on the journey of the Hermit right now, where we're going within. We're retreating back into our own energy. Right? We're going inside. What that Hermit, when he holds the lantern, what I'm being told right now is that lantern actually represents the inner light and the inner journey. He's shining that light within. And once that process of going within is complete, that light can then shine brightly without, and that can guide him forward and then become a guiding light for others. All right. So this is the energy that we're working on right now. And beating ourselves up, comparing ourselves to other people, comparing our journeys, wondering why we're not further along, wondering why so-and-so is at a certain point in their journey or in their life, and we're at this point. None of that is constructive. So we really, really want to be gentle and loving with ourselves and be okay with where we're at right now. Yes, always continue striving forward, but not out of a place of judgment of where we are right now, if that makes any sense. Hello, Chief Rabbi. Till when is the 9-9 portal open? And so we were talking about this. The pinnacle of the energy just happened. There is really no definitive close date as far as I'm concerned, but I was hearing 9/19. And so I think that we're going to really be feeling those energies, at least through that point where that portal is open, we're receiving those downloads. And then we're going to be continuing through the rest of Mercury retrograde with the integration of those downloads. And Mercury retrograde ends on October 2nd. So that's kind of a breakdown of those energies, if you will. Hello, Solomon. Welcome, my brother. It's great to see you here. Dreams about people from your past. Oh, that makes sense on a Pisces full moon, heart rhythm healing. Yes. Oh, yeah. That forgiveness theme. So huge. That was a huge theme with the 9-9 portal and with that full moon in Pisces. And so that's really beautiful that you were able to do that and sort of delve into some of that work, because it is so important. And we talked about the importance of not only forgiving others, but forgiving ourselves as well. Anywhere where the self is longing for or requiring forgiveness. And I want to remind everybody to go ahead and hit that like button if you have not done so yet. Yeah. And I love how you said heart rhythm healing, how the energy exists whenever you need it. We can tap into any energy we want at any time. All we have to do is tune into that frequency. And you can imagine it. If you do it in meditation, you can quite literally close your eyes and imagine it like a dial in your mind. And imagine that you're twisting that dial to the frequency that you want to align with. So we can, that's why we come to this understanding, right? That time is an illusion. We can travel, right? Forward, backward in time, wherever we want to go. If you want to be present in the 9-9 energy, sorry about that. Tune yourself to that frequency, tune yourself to that dial, travel to meet that energy, or which we really know just means falling into that energy, because there is no travel. Travel exists if there is separation and time. But you guys know what I mean. Like, you can tap into any energy, any frequency. You can visit anytime that you wish. It's all in the mind and the heart. Yes, meditation is so important right now. Oh, I love that, Solomon. You're having intense dreams too. I was having intense dreams for a while, but a lot of them were not super pleasant. And it was not constructive, what was happening in my dream time. So I kind of turned them off, I think. It took a little bit of time to do, but it felt like the best thing for me at this time was to turn my dreams off, because yeah, it wasn't constructive. And I know that we all dream and we're not aware of our dreams. I know that a lot of us are also doing a lot of work in our dream time. Like, our astral selves are in all other dimensions doing all kinds of stuff. We're busy. And so I'm fine with doing all of that. I don't need to know what I'm doing. I know that I'll be made aware when the time comes. That's something that's been coming through for me a lot, is like, you'll know what you need to know when you need to know it. And that really brings us back to the energy and the message that we were discussing from the White Light Oracle. Right now is not, I don't need to know it right now. If I needed to know it right now, I would. I'm very confident in that. And if any of you are curious about that reading and the energies of that, go tune into the Mercury retrograde video, I believe, at the very tail end of that video. Yeah, that meditation during Mercury retrograde is going to be key, because we are in this process of integration. Our minds are working differently, and they are working on overdrive for a lot of people, especially where we have Mercury that will be retrograding back into Virgo. Mercury is beginning in Libra, but it will be in Virgo as well during this retrograde, which is a sign that it rules. So there's going to be, and Libra's an air sign, so that also intensifies things. We really want to meditate in order to restore our brains, in order to quiet the mind, in order to find those answers, because there's a lot of deep intuitive energies associated with Mercury retrograde for a lot of people. One thing that I learned about Mercury retrograde that I found interesting was that it doesn't work the same way for everybody. It's a flip-flop in the way that our brain processes information, right? And the way that we're able to view and understand information. And so people who operate generally from a very linear masculine type of mind energy end up in a more intuitive feminine energy. And those who generally operate in that intuitive feminine energy end up in that linear masculine energy. So it's funny that way. It's not necessarily going to affect us all the same when it comes to that, but it is in the way that we are revising, we are revisiting. And remember, Mercury is not the only planet retrograde right now. We have the bulk of the planets in retrograde. So there's a lot of that energy, and this is going to be taking us right into the fall time. And then I do believe once most of the planets start turning direct in the fall, that we have a Mars retrograde coming up. So yes, October to December. But we have Jupiter, we got Uranus, we have Saturn, we have Neptune, we have Pluto, we have Chiron. It's just a huge fiesta of retrograde energy right now. So a lot that we're going back over, a lot that we are reassessing right now. All right, so I'm going to start with the Sacred Sea Oracle, because this is calling to me right now. So we're going to see what messages we have for our week ahead here as we are moving deeper into the retrograde. Clear. Deeper into these September energies. Continuing to integrate these 9/9 energies. And this powerful full moon, right? Hello, Sumya. Hello, Light Maker. Sumya. We went through this last time. I have a really, really terrible memory, you guys. You might not believe it, considering how many random facts I spout off sometimes. But when it comes to things that are not astrology related, I have a really, really bad memory. So I believe it was Sumya. I sometimes wish that people had to wear name tags when they were walking around in public, because there's people that I know that I see and interact with on a regular basis. I have no idea what their name is because they told me once or twice and that I was too embarrassed to ask again. So it's a thing. Somebody once told me that your brain can only hold, I want to say it was like 200 names or something like that. And then after that, you start forgetting ones that are less relevant. Like it has to kind of like do like a data dump, because it can only retain so much information. And so when I heard that, I thought it was kind of funny, because I thought with all the stuff that I'm constantly teaching myself and everything new that I'm learning, it makes sense that my brain is constantly needing to dump information. And but so I don't know where the 200 names thing came from, but I can imagine that it is true that our brain starts discarding some information after a while. Heart Rhythm Healing. I'm Jamie. I love you, Jamie. Oh, that's great. I have so many people in my life named Jamie. For some reason, that's a name that I've had a whole tribe of Jamies as very close people in my life, very significant relationships. So I should be able to remember that one, Jamie. Yes, I was told one thing that helps when you're being introduced to people is if you say their name back to them when they tell you their name. Like they say, my name's Ryan. You say, oh, it's great to meet you, Ryan. Like that helps to really cement the memory in there. All right, let's I'm clearing it after I've been shuffling. That's fine. We're gonna just input and remind. The deck knows, but we're talking about this next upcoming week here. Oh, okay. So we have the Shark Spirit, card number 33, popping out. Clearer perspective. So this is exactly what we're talking about, and this is what Mercury retrograde seeks to instill within every single one of us. And the reason that we generally want to wait until Mercury retrograde has completed to make big decisions is because we're seeing from a different perspective right now, but that perspective still may shift once Mercury retrograde has ended. What we want to do is take note of everything that seems to be coming into focus and really allow that to crystallize after the retrograde has completed, when we can kind of compile all of our perspectives and synthesize them into what feels accurate and relevant for us with all the new information that we've gained throughout the retrograde. And I do believe that there is a lot of new information and old information that's going to be cleared up happening during this retrograde. And that came through in one of the videos that I did recently. I don't know if it was the Mercury retrograde one or if it was the Virgo season or what, but it's all interlaced, right? We break it down into all these different topics, but these are just the energies that from different lenses and viewpoints that we're looking at. It's all the same energy, right? And it was this understanding that for some of us, we're going to get a clearer perspective or understanding of things that happened in the past that perhaps we misread or misinterpreted, or we didn't have all the facts or all the information. And we're going to be learning with that Libra energy how to see and understand things, events, especially events from the past for a lot of people, I feel like, from another person's perspective. So there's a lot of this shifting of energies here as we are gaining a clearer perspective. So Shark Spirit wants to come through for people. I feel like this energy of the shark really wants to chew through whatever's holding us back, right? Think about how they have those razor sharp teeth, right? And it wants us to be clear and confident as we are moving forward, right? Sharks have very few natural predators. They don't fear a whole lot. All right. So the Shark Spirit, if we are needing and requiring courage, Shark Spirit is coming through to offer us that courage. And to remind us, like what is a shark? A shark, I'm pretty sure, is an apex predator, right? And so to really help each and every single one of us tap into our own inner apex predator in the most positive way and a harmonious way. Oh, you wear a shark's tooth on the daily. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. 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 And we're not going to get too deeply into some of the significances of 9/11. It is an esoterically significant date. The energies of the 9 and the 11. There are reasons that things happen on certain days that have this esoteric power to them. We're not gonna get into all of that, but there is definitely, I mean, this is a powerful day, right? And some powerful things happened that changed the course and the trajectory of this three-dimensional reality, right? There were things there were plans that were executed, we'll say, right? With certain goals and aims in mind. And we're really beginning to see some of those goals and aims being taken to the next level since 2020, right? As the Matrix seeks to ensnare us or keep us ensnared. And so we can have a clearer perspective about that as well. Where it is that we are still being tied to the energies of fear, right? To the lower vibratory energies of the Matrix, to the control templates, the domination and control templates. All right, what else? What else wants to come out here? All right, we have the Sea Queen Diamond Light. Unify passions. Very nice. Yeah, my sister got this deck for me as a gift. She's not really into cards or anything like that. She doesn't watch my channel, but she picks out some really great decks for me, and she's really good at finding ones I don't have, which can be quite a struggle for people sometimes. But yeah, these cards are absolutely gorgeous. And so we have, and you see how we have kind of like a color theme going on here too. We have the blues and the pinks really standing out here. The blues, the turquoise, the pink, the purple. This one has the heavier blue though. This one has the heavier pink. All right, so they're balancing. And she is the sea queen, so we're still in that watery energy. As we're talking about the integration, right? What's more Piscean than this image right here? All right, I love that. So really the integration. So I feel like this full moon in Pisces on the 9/9, that energy really helped to give us a clearer perspective of something. And with all this water energy, it feels like a clearer perspective of our emotions, of our emotional body, and the understanding of where it is that we have made choices and decisions based on our emotion, our emotional state, or our emotionality. There's also an energy here. I want to read from this because I'm getting something. Oh my God, you guys, what's on the bottom of the deck here? Sea goddess of creativity. All right, so that water energy is coming through strong in this reading today. All right. And the manta ray mother under that, which is also water energy. So oh my God. You can't make this up. And underneath that, this card is truly gorgeous. Ocean Oracle. All right. Want to hold all those up for you guys so you can see them. So this water, we're really being called to work with our emotions right now, to work with our creative passions, to find a way to express our emotions through our creative process, to find an outlet for our emotions through some process of creativity. There's so much energy of that, of processing, releasing emotions. When we're talking about the purging, right? We're talking about those waves of emotions purifying us. Like that's what our emotions are doing right now. They're wanting to cleanse us. They're wanting to purify us. And then we're needing and wanting to learn how it is that we can factor our emotions and take them into consideration when we're making choices, but not be dominated by them. How to utilize them in a constructive way, right? As humans, oftentimes we end up crippled by our emotions, right? Many of us live in societies that never really taught us how to express our emotions, that never really taught us that it was okay to feel our emotions, how to talk about our emotions, how to work with our emotions constructively, especially males in many of our societies, right? The traditional energy that has been projected onto the masculine is that they are unfeeling and unemotional, right? And then the traditional energy projected onto the feminine is that the feminine is overly emotional. And we know that neither one of those things is true, right? We all have a balance of these energies, and everything here is emotion, right? We are wired to be emotional beings. The emotion that we experience on Earth is actually pretty rare. At least from the downloads and the information that I've received and what resonates with me, this earthly experience is unique because there's not a whole lot of planets and densities or dimensions where we feel emotion so acutely and where we feel such a wide range of emotion. And that's why it's important to understand that our souls came here to experience all of it. The emotions that we would label good, the emotions that we would label less desirable. We wanted to experience it all. We wanted this roller coaster that we are on. And sometimes we forget that and it doesn't feel that great while we're in it. But we really, truly did want to have every aspect and facet of that experience. And that's what makes love so powerful on this planet. The fact that with all of this intensity of emotion, right, with the intensity of emotion from trauma, from betrayal, from all these things that harm us and cause us to shut down, we are still able to love, right? And there is nothing more powerful than somebody who's been through a very traumatic experience, who's been through a deep and profound betrayal, and still capable of opening up their heart and operating in that frequency of love. There is nothing more powerful than that. And there is nothing more powerful than the true energy and frequency and vibration of love when it is embodied in human form, right? Because that is so rare, and it is a great challenge. And really, what's coming through right now, hello Isha, welcome, beautiful. What's coming through right now is that is really our only mission on this planet. We talk about what is my mission, what is my path, what is my purpose all the time. And what's coming through is to achieve that state of love, that frequency and vibration of love. That's the only thing we're here to do. In that process, of course, we have to learn how to open our hearts again. We have to heal our trauma, right? We have to heal our wounds. We have to learn what love is not. And we have to experience what love is not, so that we can discard that and eventually come to a place where we are able to appreciate what love truly is, which is a vibration. It is a state of being. It is a frequency, and it is an ability to be open, to be compassionate, to be real, right? Love is everything. That journey toward love is what it's all about. And I want to say that journey back toward love, right? Because when we are children, we are fully connected and in that frequency of love, right? That's why children are so incredibly precious and so incredibly healing to be around. And oh, this is interesting. And I'm going to be calling myself out on this too, because I'm someone who is always very uncomfortable around children. I'm still not 100%. I'm a much more comfortable now than I used to be. Much more, which is great since I have a baby now, right? That's fortunate. But I was always, when I was younger, very uncomfortable. And part of the reason for that is because they operate in such a pure frequency that when our hearts are closed and we're not able to tap into and access that pure frequency, just like anything else, right? When we're around it, it makes us uncomfortable. Right. And this is the reason why people going through an awakening journey tend to be triggering to other people sometimes, because our vibration, as our vibration rises, we naturally bring up in other people the things that they need to heal and work on, because their vibration is trying to sync to our vibration, right? To synchronize, to harmonize. If our vibration is that dominant vibration. And so that's when the stuff starts coming up, right? Many of us are what we would call mirrors, right? And they talk about this a lot with the Heyoka empath. We are mirrors where we show other people what's ready to be healed. All right. There's a lot of reasons why just that difference in vibration makes people uncomfortable. And we can really see that with children as well, because like we said, their vibration is so beautiful and so untainted. So it's like we're returning to that. Hello, Nuri. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Who else did I miss here? Hello, Reflection. Yeah, so returning to that purity of a child, returning to that innocence and that state of love. That's all we have to do. That's all we're here to do. We can break it down that simply. And it's reminding me of a Rumi quote. Rumi has so many great quotes, right? But this is my absolute favorite. And I never get quotes really 100% right, I don't think. But the gist of it is our task is not to seek for love, but to seek within ourselves, all the barriers that we have built against it. And so that's the end. That's it. That's our mission. To heal, to break down all the barriers that we have built against love. Sometimes very seemingly necessary, depending on what our life experience has been, to break those down and return to that state of pure love. To learn what it is to truly operate in that frequency of unconditional love. And when we do that, that's the Christ consciousness energy. That's the 0 point energy that allows us to fully shift into 5D consciousness. More info about the Heyoka empath. Jamie, let's see. I think there are a couple in the informational videos. Pete Sapper and I did a video about Heyoka twin flames. So that video is in there. And if you check out The Chosen 144, he has a lot of videos about the Heyoka empath. There's a lot of stuff on there about that. Heyokas are a very powerful, one of the rarest types of empaths. And part of that is that mirroring energy. But there's a lot more to it than that. And most Heyokas have been through incredible trauma. A lot of narcissistic abuse, things like that tend to be common, or just abuse in general. A lot of really painful stuff that helped to create that energy. And some of us are just born with this powerful empathic energy, I think, but a lot of times it is created through trauma and created through abuse. Let's see. No, hello, Cookies Mama. Welcome. It is not an easy path. Absolutely not. It is a path of initiation by fire, right? A path of really finding our voice, really finding our strength through adverse circumstances. And it really, a part of what creates the empath oftentimes is the trauma response, right? You have to learn how to read people. You have to learn how to read rooms, how to read situations so that you don't get hurt, so that you can protect yourself. Empaths are very sensitive to and pick up on the energies around them. Hello, hello. It's great to see you, Cookies Mama. All right, so getting back to this energy here, there's a lot of energy here about unify passions. That I keep coming back to that. I really want to read or look at what the book says about that energy, because that feels important to me. But it's like bringing things together, finding a way that things that are seemingly opposite or not complementary can actually complement each other, right? And that's actually one of the one definition of harmony, is the ability to bring things together in a way that they work synergistically. So that is a big energy of this. Like we're learning, we're seeing ways that we can do this, ways that we can bring together and unify things that may have seemed separate. Let's see. So the affirmation for this card, going back to the Sea Queen, Diamond Light. And we do have a lot of this powerful diamond light coming in right now, right? I am finding new authentic ways to unify my gifts, passions, and talents so that my spirit is shining with diamond light. I am a conduit of abundance and inspiration for others in all I do. And this is really important because so many of us, right, we have all these gifts, all of these talents, these abilities. Until you really start exploring your authentic self, you have no idea what your gifts and abilities are, because they exist within your authentic self. So the more unabashedly you can embrace your authentic self, the more these gifts and skills and talents are going to reveal themselves. And we have to have that courage, right, to explore that and to share that. And so I feel for a lot of people during this energy, and maybe during this upcoming week, right, this is your week ahead video, you're going to start seeing and understanding ways that the different things that you're interested in and the different things that you enjoy can actually meld together in order to create something, especially if you're wanting to start your own spiritually based business or something like that. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be spiritually based, although we're spiritual beings, so everything, in my opinion, is spiritually based. But you know what I mean? Like whatever it is that you're wanting to start, you're starting to see how all the pieces can fit together, how you can put together everything that you've learned. All right. Oh, thank you. Much appreciated. All right, let's see what else this energy has to say here. Ooh, abundance and wealth is upon you. Allow your spirit to shine like diamond light. Integrate your passions in service to others, right? And so we're seeing how the things that we love, the things that we're passionate about, the gifts and skills that we have can be applied. And this is very Virgo energy as well, right? Can be applied in service to others. So how can I use, it's like, you know, like for instance, I thought that I just loved playing with oracle cards, but it turns out that that passion and that joy can actually be a service to others as well and help other people, right? It can actually create a community where we can all come together and just be in this beautiful space together and support each other in our journey. It doesn't matter what it is that you love. There's a way that when we find the ability to express that and to utilize that energy in service toward the higher and the greater good, there is no better feeling than that. At least that's my perspective. It's, some people may disagree, and that's totally fine, but service truly is the highest aspiration of the human heart. And why is that? Because when we are in an energy of true service, and what I mean by true service and pure service is not where we're doing something for another person because we want to get something from them, right? It's not manipulative. It's not. And that can be, and that doesn't just have to be like money. That can be praise. That can be appreciation, validation. There's all kinds of different things, right? Or like we need a favor, any of that stuff. We're not doing it for any of those reasons. We're simply doing it for the pure energy of helping to assist somebody, helping to make someone's life a little bit better, right? Helping to lift another person up, seeing that light turn on in their eyes. When we are doing it, when we're operating on that level of service, and that's what selfless service truly means. It doesn't mean sacrificing the self unnecessarily to help another, right? That's not selfless service. There is still selfishness somewhere in that because there's a different motive for that, right? Because the truth of that is that doesn't feel good. All right. Selfless service should always feel good. But when we are in that mode, we are operating in that space of unconditional love that we talked about. We are vibrating at that frequency of love. Yes, me too, Jamie. I love you so much. I appreciate you all. I love you guys. All right. So hopping off the soapbox here, let's see what the sacred message is. I'm the Sea Queen of Diamond Light, abundance, wealth, and soul nourishment. I'm the keeper of infinite soul-sourced creative energy. With your overflowing abundance, you can choose to be illuminated with the experience of fully receiving and fully giving of the plethora of your innate gifts. The trick is to find authentic and unique ways to integrate all aspects of things you are passionate about doing and find pathways of service through the unification of them all. This is the code you now have to access to unlocking, so you can experience the gifts of the Sea Queen of Diamond Light, or the gifts that the Sea Queen of Diamond Light has in store for you. And I'm going to read that one part again because that was a mouthful. It says, with your overflowing abundance, you can choose to be illuminated with the experience of fully receiving and fully giving of the plethora of your innate gifts. The trick is to find authentic and unique ways to integrate all aspects of things you are passionate about doing and find pathways of service through the unification of them all. And so what Spirit is, hello, Jody, welcome. What Spirit is really wanting us to understand is that nothing happens by accident. Nothing that you are interested in, nothing that you are passionate about, nothing that you are just innately good at is an accident. There's a reason why you're interested in all of that. And there's a way to bring that all together. And it's the bringing and the unification of all of those interests, all of those passions and skills. That's what makes the way you offer it unique. Because when you unify all of that together, you have a unique recipe, right? It's what the metaphor that I'm being drawn to use right now is like, even if you have a specific recipe, different people are going to tweak the recipe. They're going to say, nah, I like it actually with a little more of this added in. Or I like to add this other ingredient that isn't necessarily called for in the recipe. And somebody else says, well, I actually want to substitute this for this ingredient, right? And so everybody still comes up with a different recipe. And that's the thing. That's the rut. That's the energy that humanity is being shaken out of right now, is the inclination to just follow the recipe to the T. All right. It's time to start being liberal with those ingredients, right? Add a little extra sugar, add a little extra spice as you feel called to do, right? Make it your own. So that's sort of like another analogy for thinking and operating outside the box. I love you, Jody. You are wonderful. I'm so glad that you were able to make it today. All right. I think that's all that we really need to go over for this. I love how we have Heart Chakra Gateway on the bottom of the deck now. Love, capacity, and expansion. Our hearts, everything that we do, every activation that we receive, everything that happens is leading us toward a greater and grander opening of that heart chakra. All right, what time is it? I'm going to pull a little bit of tarot for you guys too before we close, because I just got a new deck and I want to play with it a little bit. It is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, and it has really beautiful illustrations. Clear. So we're going to get into this a little bit. Get into these energies. What is ahead for us in this next week? Yeah. And I will say I appreciate the jumping to my defense, but I also it is nice to be complimented sometimes, especially after you've just given birth. Like it feels nice to hear that stuff every once in a while. So I don't get too upset. There's a lot of shifts and changes going on right now. But yes, we want to make sure that we're keeping any compliments in the range of the appropriate. If there's ever anything that's too inappropriate, I generally just ignore it. 111, 211 there. Beautiful. Yes, so let's see. What energies do we have for our week ahead? What is happening? What do we need to know? All right, 5 of Swords, first card out. Let's get a little more information on. Ooh, all right. 2 of Swords. All right, so a lot of swords, and this is not surprising considering that we are in Mercury retrograde right now, right? That's a lot of air energy, a lot of mental mind energy. And we have the 4 of Swords with the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles is actually inverted here. I'm not sure if we're going to keep that or not. We're going to feel into the energies here. We do have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. And so I'm feeling right off the bat that what Spirit is wanting to let us know is that during this next week, if we are struggling to make a decision, if we're struggling to make a choice, the best thing to do is to not work so hard at trying to figure it out, and to really get into this space of meditation again, right? The space of contemplation. There's this energy of don't be a busybody. That's what this 8 of Pentacles inverted feels like to me. Slow down. Take that time, like we've said multiple times on here, to meditate, to connect. All right. I feel like for somebody, the decision that you're trying to make right now has to do with letting something go. Whether this is a job, abilities that you've picked up. Can you guys hear me? Somebody let me know in the chat. I think it's still going. I'm going to keep going. And if you guys can't hear me, then let me know. Oh, can. Perfect. All right. So for some people, this is like a job or a task or a project. I feel that energy coming through the most strongly. For some people, though, it could also be a relationship, right? We're definitely experiencing a lot of that energy during this Mercury retrograde. But there's something that you're trying to decide. Do I persevere? Do I keep pushing forward? Or do I give this a rest? right? Do I throw in the towel? Do I give up? And giving up is not always, I don't even like the energy or I don't like to say it as giving up, because that implies that we feel this sense of defeat. It's just like releasing or letting something go that's no longer working for us. So you're trying to figure out right now, is the juice worth the squeeze? Am I getting, it's a kind of that Seven of Pentacles energy too. Am I getting what I need out of this? Is my energy well invested in this area? And so that's sort of the crossroads, right? That's where we're at right now with this Two of Swords. The Five of Swords is, it's these energies together. It's like, is it time for me to surrender? The Five of Swords to me represents either victory or defeat. But above all else, it represents surrender. All right, because these guys have just given up. They're walking away. And he's holding all the swords. What battles are worth fighting? Right? What is worth putting my time and my energy into? What is worth investing in? It's the energy of being invested in something and sort of questioning our investment in whatever area this is. And so Spirit's saying, take that time to meditate, take that time to contemplate, take the time to heal. Remember, we talked about this at the beginning of the reading, giving ourselves that time to heal and being okay with where we are at in our journey, not pressuring ourselves to be further along than we are right now. Being okay with being right here, right now. Yeah, surrender, absolutely. So where are we being asked to surrender? Where are we contemplating whether it's time to surrender something? And this is the ultimate goal right here, right? This is what we want, but Spirit's asking you, are you trying to force something that is not ready to manifest just yet? If you are, Spirit wants you to slow your roll, essentially. And Spirit wants you to know, if you are doubtful, that this energy can be achieved, and it will be achieved. But it's like, a lot of us, we're being asked to slow down. We're being asked to slow down, and we're being asked to really look at, and like we said, prioritize. Look at where and how we're investing our energy. If we only have a certain amount of energy in any given day at any given time, how are we going to use that the most productively? And if this relates to a relationship, then what Spirit wants you to ask yourself is the current way that I am going about interacting or communicating with this person, is that getting me the results that I desire? Is that creating a sense of harmony? Is that creating a sense of truth and balance? Are they able to hear me? Or do I need to change the way that, or does something in this need to shift? Does something in the approach need to shift? I'm also feeling for some people that if there has been some sort of loss, and this to me feels most specific to a financial loss, the loss of a job, it could be anything, but that to me, like a project falling through, investors falling through maybe in something like that. If there has been a loss here, then know that loss, like you are looking at that as a defeat, but that's not a defeat. It's actually leading you to your 10 of Pentacles. It's like, your work has been, I feel like some people, it's like your work is being taken for granted. You're not being appreciated. For some people, it's like somebody stole your idea or something like that is what this feels like. Somebody took credit for something that you did and passed it off as their own. If there's any of those kind of energies that are resonating with people, just know that you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is this. Hello, Pippi, welcome. Right? Just be in your own energy, be peaceful, send love to the situation, to the people involved. Don't try to get revenge. Don't try to take matters into your own hands. Know that everything will turn around in your favor ultimately. You have the winning card. All right. So don't stress, don't sweat it, basically, is what the universe is saying. And if you did just lose a job, or say you got overlooked for a promotion or something like that, just know that ultimately, like, you're going to land exactly where you were meant to go. And it's that what's coming through right now is that phrase, God's rejection is God's protection. That if you resonate with some of those themes, that's a message coming through for you. So we had the Page of Cups here, but the Page of Cups was inverted. And what this feels like to me is a message of love that hasn't been received. Let me get a little more energy on that. The Page of Cups here. Okay. We got the Hanged Man, and then we got the Page of Pentacles. And so what this is feeling like to me is that somebody has had a message that they want to deliver. They've had something that they want to say to somebody for quite some time, but they just haven't had the courage to do so. But now they're beginning to get this. Mercury retrograde is going to give them a shift in perspective that allows them to come through. With the for some people, I definitely feel this is like a message, like somebody who admires you. For some people, it's like somebody who wants to offer you an apology or clear the air, like we talked about. For other people, it could be a message relating to something else. It doesn't, for everybody, necessarily need to be love. But so, like, this could also resonate possibly for somebody who's been waiting for the answer. Like, you've been waiting for some sort of decision or some sort of communication to come through that has been delayed. Communications coming through, declarations of love, messages, communication of all kinds that has been delayed. I feel that coming through either during Mercury retrograde or as a result of Mercury retrograde and the shifting perspectives. And for some people, this could be happening this week because this is your week ahead, right? And then we have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. So for some people, this definitely has to do with love. This has to do with, I'm feeling for somebody. If there's somebody who gave somebody an ultimatum, who said, like, maybe you set clear boundaries in a relationship and you said, in order for this to move forward, I need this, this, and this from you. Whatever it was, whatever boundaries you set, whatever ultimatum you laid down, you've been waiting for that person to respond, and they have not yet, but they are going to. You've been waiting for them to make a decision, and that decision will be made either this week or sometime either during or just following Mercury retrograde. Definitely feels like the retrograde is impacting this and being a factor in this decision. It could also be part of the reason that there's like this slowdown of energy. And this sort of like with the Hanged Man here, it's like you feel like somebody left you hanging. And for some people, I also feel like this could be as simple as like you ask somebody out on a date and you haven't heard back yet. But for some people, it's much bigger than that. I'm definitely feeling an energy for someone of like, you are in a connection with somebody and you had to set some clear boundaries. You had to raise your expectations, right, of like what you deserve and what you are willing to accept. And you're waiting and you feel like they're leaving you hanging. Mercury retrograde could be responsible for some of the dragging of the feet too, because it does tend to make people a little squirrely. It makes communication a little weird and it causes us to reconsider things. But ultimately, you are going to be receiving that. And it does feel like for many people, there is like a tentative or a slow moving offer that does come out of this. Anything else on this energy here? Queen of Cups. And look at this Queen of Cups. She looks very different from the traditional Queen of Cups. She looks very pleased. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Queen of Cups looks sad to me. But she looks very pleased in this. Ooh, interesting. So I'm getting two different things here. One thing is this is you having complete mastery over your emotions, really stepping into your divine feminine and knowing your worth, and as a result, not accepting less, and really getting what you do, and knowing what you deserve, standing up for that. And Spirit wants you to know that that will be rewarded. If not in this connection, then in the next. And the other thing that's coming through here is I feel like this Queen of Cups energy is kind of like another woman kind of an energy, like a third party type of energy, or somebody that has stolen the heart of somebody, perhaps the heart of someone that you love. And she's holding that. I'm seeing this cup kind of like their heart. She's holding that very confidently, right? Like she knows that she has that lock, stock, and barrel, that she's got this person right where she wants them. That's the energy here. Let me see what else. Tell me more about this Queen of Cups in that scenario, in that specific scenario. Got the Six of Swords here. And the Emperor. Okay. So this is somebody who was in a space of being very troubled and conflicted in their mental body, sort of leaving that energy and coming into a space of personal mastery, a space of empowerment. All right, so this is like somebody disempowered becoming empowered. Taking their power back. And you see we do have the people in the boat here, right? They almost look like refugees. Anything else? Anything else? Chariot. Intention, making a decision. There's a decision being made here in any and all situations. During this Mercury retrograde, there is a strong decision being made. And I'm being drawn to the moons on his armor, right? This is a card that represents Cancer energy. We have the Emperor, who traditionally represents Aries energy, but I also see as Capricorn energy. The Lovers, of course, would represent Gemini energy. Those are the signs we have on the board right now. Yeah. So in any and all of these situations, somebody is taking their power back. Somebody is making a decision, and we're leaving behind this conflicted energy. And we're really being called to set some powerful intentions. And to know our worth, and we're seeing through people and situations, right? I think it was, what was the name of the Mercury retrograde video? I think it was the Nose. And that's all about being able to sniff out the truth. There's a lot of truth that's being revealed, people's true motives, people's true agendas. And that's going to expose not only where it is that people are being deceitful, but also where it is that people are like, for instance, if somebody has a secret admirer, that secret admirer may not be so secretive by the time this retrograde and these energies are complete. Oh, interesting. I love that, Jody. I love that, Jody. This is the gold. It's the Art Nouveau Tarot, I think. The golden, hold on, I have the deck right here. The Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. Yeah, it's really gorgeous. I like it a lot. I have a lot of Oracle decks, but I don't have as many different tarot decks. So it's really fun to have a new one to play with. And this one, the images are just so gorgeous. And so with all the foil, right, the foil and everything, they're just, they really pop. And they give like a different type of energy. Yeah, so this is people mastering. It's like, and another message that's coming through here is like, regardless of how a situation turns out, if you have a certain level of, if you achieve a certain level of emotional mastery and empowerment as a result, it's a win-win for you. Regardless if things don't turn out the way that you wish they would have, if people don't make the choice that you wanted them to make or that you hoped they would make, if you are victorious when you are able to stand in your own emotional sovereignty. It's like releasing the emotional investment in a situation. That's going to be really helpful for some people too. Yeah. But I definitely feel some of that seductress energy here as part of the energy operating with this, this Queen of Cups here. Ooh, and what's also coming through is that it's not just a person. She can represent more than a person. She can represent anything and anyone that is seducing you or has been seducing you for quite some time. Remember, there's a lot of things that are seductive besides people. All right. Money can be seductive. Power can be seductive. Substances can be seductive. Recognition, fame can be seductive. Lots of different things. Flattery can be seductive. So whatever it is, it's like overcoming and gaining our power over the things that seduce us, or realizing and seeing where it is that we're being seduced. And wherever that energy has had a hold over us, if it's been in a negative way, we're moving on from that and we're gaining our power back from that. And what she's telling me right now is seduction is not always bad. If your dreams are trying to seduce you right now, and that has a double meaning. For some people, that means your goals and aspirations. For other people, there's literally like an energy coming to you in your dreams, a seductive energy. That's interesting. All right. Perhaps a counterpart energy coming to you in your dream state. But the greater meaning of this is our dreams, our goals, and our aspirations. If they are attempting to seduce you right now, allow yourself to be seduced by your dreams. Allow yourself to really firm up your intentions as a result. Exactly. Being seduced by distractions, Jamie. That's a really good point. And that's a big point of this energy that we've been talking about here. When we talk about really focusing and cutting out the excess so that we can focus on the things that really matter. And we can see where our energy is being distributed in places that are not helpful and not allowing us to move forward. So it's cutting out those distractions and really working towards what is most beneficial, putting and dedicating more of our energy in and toward the things that are most beneficial for us. Yeah, 4 of Cups inverted on the bottom of the deck, coming out of this energy of dissatisfaction, right? This energy where we lack gratitude for the things that we have, learning to be grateful for the things that we have and to notice the opportunities that are present in every moment, right? And seizing those opportunities. I feel like for some people too, it's like you may have been in a state of depression for a while now, where it's just like everything felt more lifeless. that passion, that zest for life was sort of gone. And so a lot was passing you by. And now you're beginning to come out of that energy, right? There's some sort of wake up call here with judgment that brings you out of that energy. Maybe just showing you what is contributing to this energy, this depressive energy, right? To this lethargy, to this lack of passion, this lack of purpose, right? This dejected energy. It's like anywhere where we've been feeling sorry for ourselves, or we've been just feeling that blah kind of an energy, right? We're being called out of that. This Mercury retrograde is like a wake-up call. And there's a lot of clarity. We go from the Seven of Swords to the Ace of Swords. All right. So this is right here, that energy that we were talking about, where the veil comes off, right? Where we see through all the bullshit, where we see the truth, where the truth has been disguised. And for a lot of people, this isn't even necessarily other people pulling one over on you. It's like you pulling the wool over your own eyes. And we get that clarity. We are receiving that clarity. There is a wake-up call, and it's helping us to overcome this devil energy, right? This energy. We're moving out of that. Yeah. We're noticing where that devil energy is present. There are areas of our lives where we didn't even realize there was that energy. And that's that seduction energy that we were talking about, right? I feel like some of this energy is present in our lives on purpose to try to derail us from our path. So don't allow it to do so. Because that energy is sneaky, right? And that energy really, once it gets a foothold, it grows. I almost want to say it's like a fungus, but fungus grows slowly. This grows quick, right? It overtakes everything. It's like quicksand, right? The second you step into it, you start to sink. And so noticing where it is that your daily habits, your belief systems, your perspectives have kept you trapped, where it is that you weren't seeing or recognizing something. It's like there's a major block for a lot of people where you just couldn't see or recognize something that was holding back your spiritual progress, that was holding you back from happiness. And it's going to become crystal clear over this next week or two. And it's going to really help you to overcome any areas where you've been holding yourself back. And remember, even if we allow another person to hold us back, it's really us that's holding ourselves back, because we are allowing that person. They're just being the outward embodiment of what's actually happening internally, right? Yeah. Yeah. Where the energy wants to pull you. Exactly. That's what we're learning to do, right? We came to a planet where the energies are constantly pulling at us. People are always trying to pull the wool over our eyes. They want us to believe a certain way. They want us to have a certain perspective. They want to maintain that perspective, because that's how they control our consciousness and our reality, is through our perception and our perspective, through our attention and our intention. All right. And so this is taking that energy back. Taking control of our own mind, right? Taking control of our hearts, taking control of our minds, taking control of our own energy and our own intention, and choosing where it is, choosing more deliberately what we focus our attention on, where we place our energy, and what the intention of that is. And that's what Spirit wants us to do. Spirit wants us to think in everything that we do. What is the intention behind this? What is the motivation behind this? And Spirit's giving us a prayer right now. And the prayer is, please reveal to me the truth of my intentions and motivations in this situation, so that we can come to a greater level of clarity about what is our intention. What is our motivation? Because that reveals a lot to us about where we're at. about whether we're allowing the lower ego or the higher self to guide our choices and decisions. About where the growth is wanting it and needing to occur next. We can understand so much about ourselves when we understand our intentions and our motivations for doing and saying the things that we do and the things that we say. Exactly, Jamie. All right, let me look over the chat for a second here. Well, we can't place too much judgment there. I've been accused of the same, Jody. In the past. Let's see. Yeah, let those emotions flow. Let them flow. Let's see. So many swords coming out. Absolutely. Yeah, the truth hurts sometimes, but it also heals. Defiant self-love. Hello, Liquid Fire. Hello, welcome. We're just closing up, but I'm glad that you got here, that you're here to join us for the end of this reading. We are going to pull we're going to pull from the crystal deck for the crystal that wants to guide us throughout the week. Let me just put my cards back together here for a minute. How are you doing today? Liquid Fire or Joni. Is that your name, Joni? It says Joni's Soul Journey. Hello, Roberto. Clear. All right. What crystal would like to work with us over the upcoming week? What crystal would like to work with us? Share its blessings, clear, and its energy. Hello, Tiny Moon Goddess. Welcome. I'm so glad you were able to catch. We're getting ready to pull our crystal card here for the week. What crystal wants to guide us through this next week? Ooh, love it. Oh yeah, these are both perfect. We're probably gonna we might read for some of the blue lace agate as well. I feel that being really helpful for us over this next week. So the first card that came out was Peridot, the bringer of joy. And then we have blue lace agate, calm expression. So we're going to read both of these because this blue lace agate is actually great for anxiety as well. If you struggle with anxiety, this is one of the best crystals for that. I keep one in my car to soothe my nerves when I'm driving. And I think I have one near my bed too, to assist with sleep. It's a really, really great blue lace agate is really great. So if you suffer from anxiety, and I know a lot of us are feeling increased anxiety lately, work with blue lace agate. And we're going to read about Peridot first. And I'm going to hold this back up after I find the page. I want you guys to take this in because there is light language in this card. These cards contain activations and they hold the energy of the crystals that they embody. And do you guys see, am I the only one? I don't see it as much when I look at the card, but when I look at it, as I'm showing it here, this absolutely looks like a being, right? With the face right here and the body with the light coming up through the crown. And this almost looks like wings, doesn't it? Isn't that interesting? Oh, that's beautiful. Your birthstone is Peridot. I love it. Yeah. My partner and I were looking it up the other day. Apparently, they've assigned like multiple stones to different months now. And then we're both Tauruses, and we looked it up, and Taurus still only has one stone, which is the emerald. So we got a little chuckle out of that, but some have a whole bunch of different stones now associated with their birthdays. Peridot is a great one. All right. Oh, you've been thinking that's a great confirmation then to get yourself some blue lace agate. Did you, Evelyn? Yeah, it totally does. Absolutely. So this says, the master crystal deva of Peridot is Ariel. And Ariel says, embrace me. I have waited for you patiently in the halls of Thoth, where your return is written in stone, cast in time eternal. Breathe and let our shared life force flow through you. You and I are about to enter a space of joy, so you may shine like the solar sun from which you originate. Hand in hand, let us ignite you and spread the light by your realized glow. Allow your state of being to enter joy unconditional, and others will follow. In my presence, disease is a thing of the past. There is only happiness. Let it become the basis of your creative avenue. Let joy become the basis of your creative avenue. I bless the gift that you are. The fire of the earth burns in me and will be released into joyful creation at your asking. The planetary song echoes your journey. Let us return to a single light. I await your calling. All right, and let's see. Within Peridot, we find the yellow fires of creativity, vitality, and personal power balanced in the cooling, loving, and healing embrace of the green healing ray. In Atlantean times, it was known as the stone of the hidden sun, after its uplifting effect on the psyche, a reputation that even today has led it to be known as the bringer of joy. Generally, the person that needs Peridot is lacking inspiration, so that's that Four of Cups energy, feels trapped in the physical world and is tired of their own negativity from which it feels there is no escape. This common state in our world over time develops into anger, depression, stress, and even jealousy. When Peridot shines its hidden light, the heart and solar plexus chakras ignite into communication, and the mind is stimulated into action. It is from here that Peridot teaches the cycles of life, allowing the release of the past by placing power and trust into the heart, thus rebirthing self-love and forgiveness that can only lead to healing and joy. That is beautiful. So it's like what I'm really feeling right now is like, in order for us to heal, in order for us to release and move out of any rut that we've placed ourselves in, we have to move. All right, Spirit's saying you got to move, right? You got to get up. Got to get up off the couch. You gotta go after it. All right. You got to chase your happiness. And I don't mean that in the traditional way of chasing. I just mean like you have to put the effort in. Let your heart move you. Let it be your guide. Utilize this energy of Peridot. If you are feeling stuck in that rut in some area of your life, stuck in that depressive energy, that anxious energy, that jealous or resentful energy. Peridot, with its gentle way of power and love, is a great development stone for the sensitive. It can gently activate the psychic ability and offer life purpose, while for those who struggle to see beyond the confines of a physical world, it can open the doors to other possibilities. Ooh. Peridot was the favorite stone of Cleopatra and is still the sacred contact stone for her divine energy and wisdom. It is one of the stones mentioned in the Bible as part of the great breastplate, an Atlantean channeling tool, and is often referred to in the scriptures under the name Ptah or Pitda. Peridot is a keystone for one of the most ancient initiations of the sacred order of the Essenes, and is mentioned in their library, the Dead Sea Scrolls. It is also utilized by the ancient order of Druids in the creation of the Green Rose of Avalon. This is a sacred stone of Egyptian goddess Mot, the Lady Nada, Paul the Venetian Master, and the Ascended Master Sananda, which is Jesus Christ. Peridot is a balancing stone of the endocrine and digestive systems. It is one of the few stones that are a healing tonic for the entire body, and it is useful in childbirth, able to stimulate contractions and increase the dilation rate of the birth canal. Interesting. So the endocrine and digestive systems paradox, when we read these things, it is hello, third eye, welcome. It can also help to show us where we may be feeling ascension sometimes, where these crystals want to help alleviate, right? So endocrine and digestive issues, this is helpful for as well if you're feeling that. The answer to the question that is at play in your life right now is a resounding yes. Few minerals on the earth are as positive a sign as Peridot. She has entered your life to shine her empowering optimism and love upon whatever shadows have crept into your heart and areas of self-belief. And we're talking about the belief systems. We're talking about the self-talk, all of that energy. So Peridot can assist with that as well if you're trying to overcome that inner critic and that negative self-talk. Hello, Brooke. Welcome. You're never late. You're always right on time. Let's see. The arrival of Peridot in life usually signals a healing and rebirth of sorts. A part of self is to be replaced by a greater, more purposeful avenue where personal power is allowed to shine through the heart rather than stand alone. This is a great time for you to forgive, forget, and let go of the past. Try not to look over your shoulder, for those cycles of life have closed in Peridot's embrace to give rise to a brighter way of life containing all that you would term as joyful, a life you truly deserve. All you need now is accept it. All you need do now is accept it. Write a list of all the things that make you happy and spend some time knowing you deserve them. Only when we feel something can it enter our life. Thinking we deserve here we go. Thinking we deserve something means nothing to the feeling heart that creates your happiness. I want to read that again. Thinking we deserve something means nothing to the feeling heart that creates your happiness. In other words, don't think it, feel it. That journey from head to heart that we always talk about. And we mentioned in, I can't remember which video it was, but we were talking about the energy. Oh, it was a Mercury retrograde video. We were talking about on the 26th of September when we have that alignment of Venus and Mercury in Virgo. They're going to be conjunct in the sign of Virgo at 26 degrees on the 26th. That's going to be a huge energy for aligning the heart, the head and the heart mind coherence. All right. So it's getting out of here and into here. Belief versus knowing. That's another, belief versus knowing as well. There's a big difference between those two things. Or there can be, depending on how we interpret, what we interpret each word to mean. All right. What else do we have here? The affirmations for Peridot are: I embrace personal power and love as one, and I burn the green fire of joy in my heart. And I am going to just go over real quick. The body placement for Peridot is the solar plexus and the heart chakra. And there is a joy and happiness trinity in here, which creates a space around one for some downtime, for that Four of Swords energy, that healing time, that space, that hermit energy, right? So if you need that space for some downtime, if you need to get away, unplug, and just be in your own energy and really recapture that sense of joy and happiness within, you would place Peridot on your solar plexus, amber on your heart chakra, and angelite on your throat chakra. This is it's also a great bath combination, apparently, as well, with those three. And I'm not sure how amber would do in a bath, though. I feel like amber would, like it's water soluble. You always want to be careful with that with your crystals. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not water soluble. Maybe it's just because it has that feel to it, that soapy feel to it, that I'm thinking that it would be water soluble. I know selenite is, so that's one that you never want to put in water. But you could have that one near the bath if you couldn't put it in the bath. But yes, so that is the combination. And remember, if you don't have one of these crystals, you can substitute clear quartz, program the clear quartz, ask the clear quartz to take on and embody the qualities of the crystal that you're lacking. Right? Yeah, selenite is water soluble. You can also, I'm being told, pause this on that symbol there and write that symbol, draw that symbol on your body in replacement of the crystal. That's light language that holds the vibration of peridot. So you can use that as well. If you're lacking one of the other ones, look up the card in this book, right? Because this book probably contains it. This is the liquid crystal oracle. So Google what the card for that, and you'll see you'll find the symbol. All right. The other trinity, healing trinity that we're given for the peridot is the aggression, anger, and power healing trinity. And this involves placing peach calcite on the solar plexus, peridot on the heart chakra, and blue lace agate on the throat chakra. Isn't that interesting? As that's the next card, the card that's going to wrap up this reading for us. And for at least 10 minutes. Often there's a 3 to 7 day delay before the healing process really begins. You want to really know that this is a potent combination. So you may need support through the process of what comes to the surface with that. All right, let's move on to blue lace agate here to close up this reading for today. And this is great. I already feel this for us when it comes to assisting us and aiding us in communication during this Mercury retrograde, where we need to have that heart-centered communication, that clear, calm communication. Yes, hello, Roberto. Yeah, that is really cool about the clear quartz. I tried that once. I programmed it to take on the qualities of malachite, and it really did work. It was pretty cool. All right, blue lace agate, calm expression. So the master deva of blue lace agate is Merael. And Merael says, embrace my peaceful blue ray and step upon the waters of truth-filled expression that I am. Let my calming rain gently wash over and through you. Without judgment, we will now surrender the heat of fire-filled expression. Let us bring awareness to the creative virtues and responsibilities of speech, the joy of creation and creating that you are in the eyes of the Great One. Open to me now and bathe in my light. Your lower expressions have melted away, leaving a pure river of peace and love for all. Rest now, for my brothers and sisters await your arrival into expressive service. A voice for all to follow. Interesting. So this is assisting us in speaking our truth. And it's reminding us of the power of our speech, right? How our speech is our creation. What are you creating? Both with the words you speak out loud and with the words you speak in your head. Because both are creating. And what words have been rattling around in your heart and your head that need and are desiring to be expressed and given sound? All right, let's see here. The simple purpose of this crystal with humanity is calm expression, in the realms of which it has no equal. This mineral dissolves angry, hot, fiery, sharp, and violent expression, replacing it with a peaceful, cooling, and calm alternative. So if you have somebody you need to have an important conversation with, slip this in your pocket. And if there's a way you can slip it in their pocket without them noticing, even better. Or have a nice piece of it sitting in the room where you're going to have the conversation. No matter the area in which blue lace agate is released to do her work, where the fire element rules, she will always infuse the fluidity of water and the wisdom of air. As an agate, this stone has a strong connection to the breath, bringing balance and control so the higher frequency blue stones of communication can follow in her footsteps, often delivering the wisdom of the soul and pathways of original thought. Blue lace agate is a stone of truth and responsibility, especially concerning speech, and will powerfully teach the importance of this in expression at all levels. So the importance of truth and responsibility in speech, right? Speak your truth, but be responsible for what you say. Know that when you share something, you have a responsibility, in a sense, right? For the impact that that has. So don't take that lightly. Mean what you say and say what you mean, but don't say it mean, right? That's the rest of how that goes. But this is so important. I'm feeling like this stone can be utilized in breath work too. For those of you who like to work with the breath, doing breath work with blue lace agate could really bring some powerful breakthroughs, I'm feeling, for people. I had this vision, Jody, of like having a conversation with somebody and literally having what looked like a lightsaber or something, and just like kind of doing this with it as you're talking to them, like moving that all around, holding out the blue lace agate in front of you. I don't know, just really comical, funny things with that. But it definitely is it can be a great conversation ad. Hello, Paula. Yeah, I saw that. We were jumping back between 2121 and 2222. I'm glad somebody else caught that too. Absolutely. So glad you're here now. I'm going to keep holding that up while we keep reading. In Atlantean times, this stone was worked with as the basis of feminine mental mastery and was one of the few stones utilized to translate the songs of dolphins and whales. It is sacred to ascended Master Serapis Bey, Master Viwamas, Lord Maitreya, Archangel Mary, and the deities Shu and Brahma. It is also the stone of mastery and calling forth of the phoenix. At the physical level, blue lace agate can be useful in all hot conditions, such as infection, inflammation, fever, and arthritic conditions. It brings balance to digestion and the fluids brain. And so if you're someone that works with Ayurveda as well, and you're looking for cooling energy, blue lace agate can bring in cooling energy to temper the hot energy. I'll be doing that at work in my mind. Yeah. Like clearing the room with a sword of blue lace agate. If blue lace agate has come to you today, tread lightly and gently in all matters, for she only comes to those who must take the path of calm, truth-filled, peaceful expression. All matters and courses of action are best approached from a truthful space where the wisdom and logic of air can be blended with the emotion and fluidity of water. Blue lace agate appears only when there is too much fire in expression or the possibility of it. Her message is take time, breathe, and then take action with an open heart. If you feel unable to do this, it's not time to take action yet, is what I'm feeling. Determining the difference between action and reaction is her playground. You have been asked to look at this within yourself. For one who takes action with love and joy, this stone is as endless as the blue skies where clouds dance. But for those who would react with fire, she warns of the inevitable, ever-breaking wave of emotion, increasingly turbulent the more it is ignored. Open your heart and then open your mouth, blue lace agate tells us. The world is ready to hear what you have to say. I like that. Open your heart and then open your mouth. And the affirmation here is, I am the voice of calm expression. And so this is reminding us to speak calmly and clearly, to communicate our truth with love and compassion from this open heart space. And it's, we want to communicate in this way as blue lace agate has laid out for us. We want to temper the fire in our communication. Body card placement or stone placement for blue lace agate. It can go on any body part to release heat when necessary. It is generally the most at home on the throat chakra, where it does the bulk of its work. I'm feeling the third eye for some people too. The Enter the Phoenix Trinity, which is to burn in the fires of realization and be reborn, is azurite on the left shoulder, rhodonite on the right shoulder, and blue lace agate above the head on the crown chakra. And Rhodonite is Rhodonite. I feel like somebody's wondering how to spell that. And azurite is Azurite. All right, so azurite on the left, rhodonite on the right, blue lace agate above the head on the crown. The Egyptian past lives trinity, ooh, that sounds fun, right? Is stacked in order on the third eye. We have sunstone, lapis, and blue lace agate. And this can reveal past lifetimes in ancient Egypt. And that is, once again, sunstone, lapis lazuli, and blue lace agate all stacked on the third eye. I was seeing them one above the other, but you could try them all on top, one on top of the other. I don't know how easy it's stacking crystals. I'm thinking about when people build like those little stone pyramids and stuff like that, or they balance the stone on top of each other. I mean, that takes some effort. And I don't know how good you guys are at laying still in meditation, but I don't know if I'm good enough to lay still like that. But I feel like placing them like this would be just as effective as placing them one on top of the other directly. And then we also have the throat chakra trinity, which is the most holistic healing of the throat chakra available, according to this book. And that is turquoise on the upper left side of the chest, lapis lazuli on the throat chakra, and blue lace agate on the upper right side of the chest. All right, you guys. So those are the crystals that want to work with us this week. We're going to finish this off with a blessing card, because I love doing this. I think it's super fun. You can use the cards. Absolutely, Jamie. The cards. And if you use the cards, you could probably stack these right on the third eye. If you had the cards, if you wanted to try that, for instance, like that Egyptian past lives revealing trinity, you could definitely do that. I love that you have this, that you have the deck too. It's so awesome. Clear. Hello, Tara. Welcome. Hello, ABC. Better late than never. Exactly. Late is all perspective, right? We all arrive right when we're meant to. There could have been a message that was most important. Like the most important message in the reading probably happens whenever you hop on. But then, of course, there's lots of other good stuff to go back and watch as well. All right, what is our blessing for the upcoming week? Ooh, that was quick. A blessing on your wisdom. Card number 36. Ooh, I like this. She's got the raven and the owl and the wolf. And she's doing fabulous witchy things in this picture, which we also love. So let's read about that. A blessing on your wisdom. Just take a sip of water before we get into this. What crystals are affiliated with the dragons? Ooh, interesting. I don't know. You would have to look that up. I'm not really sure. Does anybody else know? I know that there is like a dragon's egg crystal. But I'm not sure what else. But I'm sure that there are. I feel like emeralds and rubies for some reason. I'm feeling as like dragon-like crystals. I don't know. Sapphires, maybe. Yes, the raven's been coming up a lot, Jamie. But definitely look into, rubies, emeralds, yep. Yeah. Look into that more and share with us what else you find. All right. So here is your blessing, our blessing for the week ahead. A blessing to grow and develop wise ways within our lives. For us to respond from a place of experience and consideration, married with instinct and intuition. And so I love this. Once again, we're coming back to that energy of responding instead of reacting. So that's going to be a big energy to work with this week. Hello, Pete. Welcome. Great to have you here joining us for the blessing. My guess would be sapphire dragons love the precious gems. Yes, I would think so. All right. Wisdom is a word used so often, yet when we begin to examine it, we wonder if we ever truly knew what it meant at all. For wisdom is the way of the wise. And who is wise? Those who know. What do they know? They know how the world is and how it works. Yet they are not jaded or lacking in openness to change. Wise ways are those that come from a wealth of experience and contemplation, of gathering information on the road of life, of having spoken to many humans and drunk from many wells. It is a knowledge of our own nature and of the natural world itself. Wisdom sees clearly and understands the potential consequences of actions, as well as words, right? We're talking about the impact and the consequence of our words as well. We ask now for a blessing on your wisdom, that you may grow in your own wise ways, and that no experience in this life shall be wasted. That from every encounter and every interaction with human and animal, tree and stone, you begin to observe keenly how the world works and the natural way of things. You begin to understand deeply through experience the fall of leaves and the quiet cold of winter, the shuddering rebirth of spring and the fullness of light and warmth that is summer. Every season is your teacher. You come to know you can be of assistance, but you cannot force. You come to acknowledge your influence, but your lack of control. Yet you strive always to be a positive influence and an example of kindness within the world. And you use your anger and your dissatisfaction to motivate you to create a better world within your own life. And through that, you influence all that is around and about you. To be wise is to grow and to change and to still be hopeful, kind, and good. It is to no longer be gullible or foolish or naive. It is to know how to act and to behave in ways that others can draw strength from. So, friend, a blessing on your wisdom, that the wise ways, the wise blood, shall rise and sing their song of experience to you once again. Blessed be. And I love that, right? And as I was reading that, I was also thinking and remembering that wisdom also, there's wisdom found in knowing that we don't know it all. Knowing that there's always room to grow, that there's always room for our perspective to shift, and to allow that perspective to shift as we are presented with new information, with new experiences, with new lenses through which to view our past experiences and perspectives, which is what this retrograde is all about. Oh, I love you guys so much. I'm so glad that you were able to join me today. This has been a monster live, you guys. We've been going for almost 2 hours. It's been so great to be on here with all of you. I will be doing as many lives as I can. Sometimes we just have so much energy going on. So when I do have the time, I have to get those content videos filmed. But I love doing these lives with you guys. I miss you guys. I love interacting with every single one of you and the beautiful energy that each of you brings. Let's see. Oh, I love that. Working with the blue dragon with your Reiki practice. That's very cool. I love that. Hello, Al. Welcome. It's great to catch you on here as well. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. I appreciate you all. It is just a powerhouse of energy that we're moving through right now. Okay, you are all champions. You are all warriors for being here right now, moving through these energies and doing it with such grace. And even if you don't feel like you are doing it gracefully, I want you to know that you are. I don't need to see every moment of your lives to know that you're being graceful. And I feel like this message is for me as much as anyone else, because there's a lot of times lately where I do not feel graceful. All right. But what Spirit's coming through really wants to communicate through me right now is that you are handling everything that comes your way with incredible grace right now. Even in those moments where you are broken down on your kitchen floor, bawling your eyes out, a complete mess, there is grace and there is beauty in that. All right, so just know that. Know that you are a champion. You are Spirit's champion, all right? And you are doing fantastically. And sometimes that breakdown is exactly what we need. So just know that, allow yourself to go where these energies take you, but know that you will always find your way back. Spirit's saying you will always find your way back to me. And the truth and the irony of that is that we never really left, right? For anybody who feels like they have abandoned themselves, the same rings true. You never left. All right. Anybody who's sitting there and they're feeling empty inside right now, they're feeling like nobody's home. You are there. Just go deeper inside. That's what that Hermit energy, that Virgo energy is all about. Go deeper. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. You are incredible. Mercury retrograde completes on, it's October 1st, between October 1st and October 2nd. And then the shadow period will go until, I believe it's around the 16th of October. It's either the 16th of October or the 16th of November. The end of the shadow period I mentioned at the beginning of the Mercury retrograde video. So if you haven't seen that yet, Jody, check that out. And I have all the dates for the Mercury retrograde in there. But the officially Mercury stations to begin going direct again on October 1st, 2nd-ish. All right, you guys, you're incredible. You're killing it. That's what Spirit wants us all to know. We are slaying it, whether we believe it or not, whether it feels like it or not, whether we feel like we are a complete hot mess or not. You are a beautiful mess. All right. And so keep pushing through, keep taking that time. And when I say pushing through, I don't mean forcing, right? Because we got a lot of energy about not trying to force our way through anything right now. But keep on keeping on, keep getting up, keep living. All right. Keep loving, keep healing, keep showing up for your life. You are making such a difference in this world, whether you feel it or believe it or not. Lean into the resistance. Abso-fucking-lutely, Jamie. A shadow period. So the shadow period, Jody, is, and we have a shadow period before and after. And so when we talk about the post-shadow period of Mercury retrograde or any planetary retrograde, what that means is that the planet has a specific point that it stops at, or it appears to stop at in the sky. That's what we call stationing, before it appears to switch direction. And I say appears because this is all relative to our position on Earth, our viewpoint, our vantage point on Earth. Just like we said, everything's about perspective, right? So Mercury stops at a certain point, and then, or any planet during retrograde, and then begins to appear to move backwards. So once it finishes the retrograde, it stations at a certain point again. And that's when the retrograde is considered complete. However, it still has to retrace all of those degrees to get back to where it started before it started retrograding or appearing to go backward. So that period of time where it retraces those degrees is called the shadow period. If that makes any sense. And that's the post-shadow period. The pre-shadow period is when Mercury is moving over the degrees that it's going to retrograde. So whatever those degrees are, from the point it stops in its forward motion, and the point it stops when it goes backwards, when it goes over those original degrees, that's the pre-shadow period. Then it goes back. And then when it gets back to that original point that it started, that's the post-shadow period. I hope that makes sense. Oh, thank you. So traditionally speaking, when a planet stations direct, and we know that the retrograde period has ended, we still are integrating and feeling the energies during the shadow period. Like the pre-shadow period, we're feeling the preliminary energies that are building up. Then we experience the retrograde itself. And then in the post-shadow period, we're integrating, and we're still kind of in those energies, not fully in them, but we're still feeling the residual effects of them. And then when that post-shadow period ends, we're kind of like squarely in the new energy, continuing to move forward, if you will. Oh, happy birthday. When's your birthday? When's your birthday, Tara? Was it Tara that said it was? Yes. Oh, the end of Mercury retrograde, your birthday gift. Perfect. Thank you for sharing that gift with us all. Although I will say Mercury retrograde gets a bad rap. It's really not all bad. It can be a beautiful time, right? Many of us have an increased sense of intuition. We're able to see things in ways that we hadn't seen before. We're able to really go deep when it comes to meditation. We're able to suspend your disbelief. That's an energy that Mercury retrograde is going to help some people with, at least this time through. It's really, it's a beautiful, beautiful gift that we have whenever a planet goes retrograde. But it can be challenging too. It can definitely be challenging too. It's one of those gifts that you're grateful for, but at the same time, you're like, I would have been all right if I hadn't been given this one, right? It's a telling time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like to blame things on Mercury retrograde, but I lose my speech all the time anyway. I blame it on the pregnancy and the postpartum energy, but honestly, it's partially just me. It's always fun to have something to blame it on, though, right? When you know astrology, there's a lot to blame things on. Good and bad exist in all things. It's our choice to pick what we experience. Absolutely. Dropping all the wisdom today, Jamie. I love it. Oh my God. I love you guys. All right. I gotta let you guys go. My darling boy is on his way home. He might be home now. And he's been gone for a couple days. So I gotta go cuddle him, have some whatever we would call this meal. Right now. Time is it? Brunch. I guess it would be brunch. Yeah, we'll call it brunch. I was going to say dinner, right? Would that be lunch combined with dinner? Yes, thank you so much, Pete, for that beautiful reminder for everyone. I appreciate you so much. It's great. I miss your energy. Hello, Carla. It's great to see you. We are just closing up right now, but check out that replay. You liked it hours ago. Of course you did. All right, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. You are all so incredible. So let's all continue on being the incredible, amazing beings that we are and sharing that light with the world. And we will come together again soon. Bye.